I am Jim Strickland. I'm a candidate for Travis County Commissioner, Precinct 3. I feel so privileged to stand here today. My daddy was a small town country preacher, and we were Presbyterians, not Baptists, so I've always wanted to say this. Would somebody give me an amen? Amen. I was 9 years a member of the East School Board. 3 years I was president of that school board. I served on the Travis County Citizens Bond Advisory Committee in 2001, learned about all the Nashville County. Those are my practical reasons, my experience for running for Travis County Commissioner. People ask me all the time, why are you running? Why do you do this? And there's only one reason. Our founders, the great founders of our country, said it so well, that we're endowed with certain rights of our Creator. I am running because I am a free man. And if you believe in individual liberties, that you should not give up your individualism to any, especially the political class, those bureaucrats and administrators, then stand with me and say, I am a free man. Thank you.
Have you had enough hope and change? I have. My name is John Yoderst, and I'm running for the 35th Congressional District, one of the new districts. I'm the only veteran in this race. I served with the 1st Cav in Vietnam as a fire direction controller until I crashed. The people who weren't as lucky as I were on Panel 11E. I have a master's in business. I've taught graduate courses in finance. I started 2 venture capital funds. One of them made an investment, first round investment in Chili's. We got a 60-to-1 payback. Chili's employs more people than Obama has created since he's been in office. More net jobs. I know how to make money in the venture field. I know how to create jobs. I will work to get spending under control, to put 1 out of 7 people that are unemployed back to work, to stabilize Social Security, to stabilize Medicare. I'll support a balanced budget amendment, and I'll start reducing the $16 trillion national debt. Obama's class warfare isn't going to get the job done. I know what we're about. I didn't support Barack Obama as Susan did, one of my opponents. I'm endorsed by the Tea Party, president in San Antonio, and I'm out of time. My name's John Yoderst, and I want to be the first congressman from the 35th District. Thanks.
Good morning. My name is Dominic Don Chavez, and I'm running for Austin City Council. As you can imagine, running for City Council, I take a lot of grief around town for having voted some Republican primaries. I suspect I won't have that problem here this morning. I am a 11-year resident of Austin, Texas. I'm a 10-year veteran of the U.S. Army Reserve 1 combat tour in Iraq. I've worked in the public and private sector on issues like education, transportation, and economic development. I know many of you who vote in city council elections have to hold your nose every time you go into that ballot box. I promise you, you won't have to hold your nose if you vote for me. I know a lot of you choose not to vote in municipal elections because you believe they're so out of touch, that they're so radical, that they don't care about fiscal discipline. I promise you, you have a real choice this time. This election is so important. We already have had to bail out our capital metro. Our energy company is upside down. The next fiscal crisis you have not even begun to hear about is going to happen in our water utility. They're already talking about property tax increases this November and October for the new budget. It's time to bring fiscal discipline back to City Hall. That's what I'm going to be focused on. Instead of talking about things like plastic bags, I'm going to talk about balancing our budget and doing it responsibly. May 12th is the election day. Early voting starts April 30th. You can vote for me first before all these other 5 people. I hope I have your support. Thank you so much. It's no more excuses. Time to show up or accept the results.
Good morning. I'm Ryan Downton. I'm running for House District 47 in Western Travis County. And it is Downton, not downtown. I'm so thankful to the show Downton Abbey for helping people get my name right. I've spent my entire life fighting for the Republican Party against Democrats. My first memory of politics is my parents, public school teachers in upstate New York, talking about how they were supporting Ronald Reagan over the objections of their liberal teachers union. I went to business school at Vanderbilt University, law school here at the University of Texas. And then my wife and I owned a small business in medical imaging. And we owned and operated that until Obamacare passed. And we have personally experienced the devastating impacts of Obamacare on small businesses that everyone's experiences around this state and the country. I also spent the last year as General Counsel of the House Committee on Redistricting, and I'm proud to say the legislature passed a strongly Republican congressional map. I was there with Attorney General Abbott in trials in San Antonio and Washington, D.C., as we had to defend that map with liberal activist judges who rewrote our new Congressional District 25 to give it back to the Democrats. The Supreme Court thankfully overturned that, and I look forward to continuing to fight for you and for our Constitution. Thank you. Ryan Downton, House District 47.
Good morning. I'm Chad Wilbanks. I'm running for U.S. Congress in District 25. 7 months ago, my wife and I prayed and made our decision in order to run for Congress. She had two very simple rules. Number one, we don't go into debt running for Congress. Number two, we don't change our kids' schedules. I have 3 kids, ages 12, 10, and 5. And I tell you, my wife's great. We've been married for almost 18 years this June. We have a pretty normal marriage. We have disagreements. She wins. But one thing that we do agree on is we've got to fight for the future of this country. As a business owner for the past 8 years, I got tired of being punished for being successful. As a former executive director for the Republican Party of Texas, I got tired of elected officials betraying our conservative principles. Today we have a bystander president. We have a dysfunctional Congress that doesn't understand the common sense values of Americans and Texans everywhere. I'm Chad Wilbanks. I believe in the greatness of America, and I appreciate your vote. ChadWilbanks.com. Thank you, and let's restore America's promise.
Good morning, my name is Tom Maynard. I'm a candidate for the State Board of Education District 10. And I actually spent some time singing in that choir a lot years ago. I raised my family in the church and spent more than 25 years in Southern Baptist Ministry, 17 as a music minister. I grew up in a place called Cal Farley's Boys Ranch. I grew up in a broken home. I committed my life to education and spent 13 years as a classroom teacher. In that time, I learned the value of resiliency and hard work and pass that along to my students. I believe in parental rights. I believe in real local control. And I believe that we've got to restore some common sense back into the system. We're creating a generation of students who have learned to take a test, but don't really know how to do much of anything. And it's time to get back to teaching kids. I talked to a school district the other day, and out of 90 instructional days in the spring semester, they had 35 days spending testing. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to restore some common sense. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm the only person in this race who has ever served on a local school board. I've been 13 years as a teacher. I've been making statewide decisions in education for the last 12 years, and I'm the only candidate in this race who has had kids, my own children, in school. I'm the only parent in this race. And I appreciate your vote. I'm Tom Maynard, candidate for State Board of Education. God bless you, and God bless Texas.
what it really means to be solid Americans who pull themselves up from their bootstraps. Thank you so much. I'm going to make sure that TJ doesn't start waving that shirt because he's my precinct chairman and I want him happy. So, vote for RobertThomas.com 2012, brother. Thank you.
I'm Jim Dillon. I'm running for United States Congress, District 25. That's that snake of a district in name only that was created to zigzag from San Antonio to Fort Worth because the Republican entrenched establishment refused to stand up to the U.S. courts and the Democratic Party and get fair boundaries so that the people of Texas could be fairly represented. A huge disappointment. When I see what's happening to our country and the targeted death and destruction of the working poor, formerly known as the middle class, I could not stand idly by on the sidelines. So my wife has endorsed me. Beyond that, I'm accepting 0 donations and contributions from any source. I am also refusing to vote for a Muslim or a Mormon. My loyalties are with Jesus Christ and my family, in that order. I will never vote for a Mormon who wants to control our guns, kill babies, slaughter American soldiers in Afghanistan on an industrial scale. He will not get my vote. Ron Paul